Couples, today I want to talk for a few minutes about this concept of tame the tongue, and from a passage in the book of James, chapter 3, where James describes the idea of how the tongue is such a small part of our bodies, yet has such significant force. And I wanted to apply that in our marriages today. So let's first look at the passage. When we put bits in the mouths of horses and make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants it to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. Now that's a pretty powerful description of what the tongue can do. And I think all of us probably have some examples in our lives of people that have said maybe some pretty hurtful things to us that stick with us. Maybe in your marriages, you guys have a pretty good skill at hurting one another with your words. And so I just wanted to look at that today and recognize that even though our words seem sometimes so small and insignificant, can really have lasting damage. I mean, it can either be a positive if we're using positive words that can have lasting positive impact in marriage, or if we're using negative things, hurtful things, that can have lasting damage. So let's look at this for a few minutes and this idea of taming the tongue. First thing I want you guys to be aware of in marriage, and something that I definitely have to be aware of in my own, is to choose your words carefully. Recognize that when you're having an argument or when you're hurt or disappointed in your spouse, to choose your words wisely, to be productive in what you share, have a heart that has the idea of I need to get my feelings across here, but not to do it in a way to demean or to deflate. So recognize that in choosing your words carefully, that they have lasting impact. And again, you may have some examples of that in your marriage, of maybe some positive things that your spouse has shared that really has been an encouragement to you through the years, or maybe you've got some examples of some pretty painful, hurtful things that have been shared, and that's always kind of in your head, rattling around in there. The second thing is, it's really hard to take anything negative back. Remember that in your next argument. Don't just throw things out there. Remember, it's like a spark can set the whole forest on fire. Don't use words that you know could inflame and could really do lasting damage, and to do more damage than maybe you even intended in just one argument. The next big thing I want you to think about is speak life into your marriage, not death. What I mean by that is many couples in arguments, will forget the idea of using words of encouragement regarding your marriage. To be able to say, you know what, I love you, I'm committed to you, I want our marriage to work, but we've got to fix this particular issue. Speaking life and not death. So words of death would be threatening divorce when you're angry. Spouses, I know, do that a lot, that you feel like I want to lash out and hurt you because I'm disappointed and angry. And so here, maybe I'll just say, maybe we shouldn't be together anymore, or maybe divorce is the best option. And then the last thing is always affirm your commitment to one another, even in arguments, to be able to say, you know what, we're in this to the bitter end here. We love one another. We're committed to our marriage, and we're not going to let this thing divide us. So take some time today to think as a couple and evaluate for yourself, how can I be better about taming my own tongue, and how can we build one another up and encourage our commitment to one another and not break it down?